What if Marvel decided we didn't need over 90 seconds of narcissistic self-stimulation just to prove that we're watching a Marvel property? And yes, we've seen it every time. And yes, if you're watching the season-long video, this might feel like you keep seeing it over and over again. And yes, that's exactly the point.
Fine. I've got the shield, you've got the sword.
More like knives, but cute wordplay.
Not My Black Widow would be terrible at CinemaSins, because that's not cute wordplay. That was a forced and incorrect comparative analysis. Cute wordplay would be if she said, fine, I'll be your human shield, but you have no superpowers and are a useless addition to the team. I mean, I think that's super cute.
Nothing good has ever followed the phrase Bernard in accounting.
Nothing? Not Bernard in accounting just found $1 million tax write-off? Not Bernard in accounting has identified the employee who's been stealing from the company? Not Bernard in accounting was hanging out at a Best Buy and just scored us all PS5s?
I thought you were more than just a shield.
I'm a pretty good dancer, too.
Non-funny, non-important, non-sequiturs. Also, Henchman has the drop on the protagonist, but instead of shooting them and eliminating them immediately, Henchman instead chooses to drop weapon and fight hand-to-hand. Cliché.
Are you seeing that?
A valuable question considering that if he did, the Watcher would be permanently changing these timelines. In fact, we seem to get confirmation that others do see him in other universes, and yet the show will remain completely uninterested in exploring these ideas when there's a forced and unearned team-up plot to get to. Dairy Queen.
Ah, come on, relax, son. It'll all be over in 1,000 years or so.
This is the only scene that contains one Mr. Kurt Vogel Russell. Stopping a living planet this easily.
Star-Lord T'Challa, leader of the Ravagers and lost prince of Wakanda, you have been chosen.
The Watcher picking his fantasy team reminds me of that first Big Brother episode every season, where the players react to being chosen to be in the house. So here's a sin for being anything like a reality show, and another one for tricking me into admitting I watch Big Brother.
Gamora, survivor of Sakaar and destroyer of Thanos.
Who did what to who now? And yes, I'm aware this character was from an episode that got cut from the season for some reason, but that doesn't make this introduction any less baffling or our investment in her any less who gives a shitting.
Eric Stevens, Killmonger, Tony Stark's former protege and killer. You have been chosen.
Killmonger? Killmonger? Why pick the one most likely to destroy your team and have some sort of ulterior plan? You don't give me that nonsense they try to sell later about the Watcher knowing the future, possible futures, or whatever, because that doesn't jive with either his attitude or actions in other parts of this series and this episode. The simple fact is that the Watcher is terrible at picking his team. He drafts worse than the Cleveland Cavs.
Nobody messes with Vegas.
Actually, doesn't everyone mess with Vegas? Isn't that kind of Vegas's thing? I will say it is nice we're getting some Captain Carter without having to shoehorn Steve Rogers into it. Oh, come on.
The pub facade was my idea. I read about it in your biography. I hope you like it.
I only want to make Peggy comfortable, though. F the rest of you, or have a beer. I don't give a shit.
Yes.
You may think Thor is happy he's getting a beer, but he's actually exclaiming his excitement that he managed to subtly sneak in Chekhov's plot-convenient robot head into this strange purgatorial pub.
Come on, get a new trick, man.
What was the first trick? Did the Watcher pull a bunny out of his hat? I always miss the good stuff.
You are the guardians of the multiverse.
Look, I know that's not the title of the show or episode, but that moment rolled commercials so hard, I swear they just accidentally changed the title of the show to Guardians of the Multiverse.
No, I wouldn't do that.
My lady.
To be fair, Thor probably wouldn't listen to anything Strange says, but you'd still think Strange would try a little harder than an I wouldn't do that, considering Thor could very easily be walking to his death.
We're in. Mind telling us what we're up against?
And make sure you say it loud enough and clear enough for the audience, who are probably mindlessly scrolling through TikTok right now, but might need a little bit of this exposition.
6 stones of near unfathomable power, each controlling an essential aspect of our existence.
Infinity Stones, you say? Do tell. Also, you have to love the stones on Marvel to be like, hey, we want to combine our anthology series into a shared narrative for the final episode. How are we feeling about a group of superheroes teaming up to fight an evil power with access to all 6 Infinity Stones? This is just like the school year I turned in the exact same book report for every book, but just swapped out character names and titles. And just as lazy.
Is there a universe of Chinese food that has alternate dimension delivery? Tummy's getting rumbly.
Everyone said no Thor could be worse than Endgame Thor. And What If said, hold my ale. The chandelier survives this.
Can I ask what happened?
Same thing that happened to you. Love.
Is love the codename of the super soldier serum? Because what happened to Captain Carter was the super soldier serum.
It's a protection spell. You're welcome.
And it will protect you from the most powerful being in the multiverse until the plot needs it not to. Now we know Doc's role in the Guardians of the Multiverse is to provide literal plot armor. Wait, how is Ultron using the stones outside of his universe? I thought we established that was a no-go in Loki. And yes, I'm aware one of the writers said something about all the universes becoming like one big soupy universe, and that Ultron was a powered being via the stone, so he wasn't technically using them, but that sounds like some sort of wishing for more wishes bullshit. Just admit you wanted a cool multiversal battle, so you broke your own rules, Marvel.
Usually you people are much easier to kill.
Yeah, here's the thing. They are easy to kill. You can literally rewrite reality with one of those stones, so just snap them out of existence and be done with it.
As Yondu says, never doubt sticky fingers.
Yep, the most cosmically powered being of all time undone by pickpocketing. God bless you, Marvel. God bless your little hearts. Also, oh no, not the Soul Stone. His only remaining abilities are to control minds, time, space, power, and the entire fabric of reality. Also, those aren't fingers. That's your palm.
What? You've been hiding that the entire time?
I know we've talked already about how great Thor would be at TVSins, but damn it, I should have just let him write the script. I could have spent the day catching up on I Know What You Did Last Summer. I mean, Love Island. Look, a Cyclops. Out of all the things that could help stop Ultron, the best Strange could come up with is zombies. Zombies? Even George A. Romero would tell you that's a terrible f***ing idea.
There are 3 people you trust in the universe, and I count myself lucky enough to be one of them.
Well, we must be close.
I believe the term is BFF.
And I believe the term is BSS. Someone drops in and the only thing it takes to trust them is, let me make sure I have this right, they tell you to trust them?
I can destroy galaxies with a thought.
Then why don't you destroy the Guardians with a thought? I'm done pointing out all the stupid ways Ultron is not using his powers to end this quickly, like puny pew-pewing the Duvengers instead of just manifesting a 1,000-foot arm and grabbing the stone. But because the rest of this episode is basically a somehow even battle, I'm adding 50 sins here so I can rest easy tonight.
Wait, what?
No clue, man. You're on your own.
Give him all you've got! Don't give him a chance to think!
Yeah, this is so cool. She's punching him, and then she's punching him, and then she's... So now, both of these time stones are fighting each other in the same universe? Beyond the breaking the rules part of this, if all stones could be used, why doesn't the Watcher just go snag the Infinity Stones from all other universes, and that way everyone can have their own matching set? I'm just saying there were a lot of options that would probably serve everyone better than this crew trying to karate chop Ultron to death. Deus Ex Machina. Gotta love it when your fancy restrainment spell depends on actual manual force to maintain it. Hope Chris Pratt doesn't show up.
It doesn't feel over.
Every single person's reaction to the movie Dune somehow makes it into the episode.
Of course. The Crusher was designed to destroy the stones on my world.
And your episode was designed to be in this season of the show so that any of this would make sense. But we can't always get what we want, I guess. Also, if the Crusher wasn't able to crush those stones, why did it give indicator lights for each stone as if it was accomplishing its goal? Is it in the habit of claiming it's done amazing things that it hasn't done? Stone Crusher should run for president. Now, isn't that convenient?
This one's for you, Clint.
Black Eye here shoots this arrow before Union Jack jumps from approximately the same distance. Arrows out of a compound bow can go upwards of 200 miles per hour. And Captain Carter wins that race by leaping from a building's rooftop? Also, Cap lands on the ground before Hawk Widow does, which somehow makes even less sense considering she spent a few moments playing piggyback with Papa Tron. Also, there are probably a good dozen easier ways to get the AI into Ultron that don't involve an arrow, but Marvel really wants us to believe Hawkeye served a purpose.
Could someone explain, please?
I gave him a virus. A nasty one.
What if the ending of Independence Day made sense? Nope. No need to explain this. Just hold the robot head out and blammo, all the suit and powers just fly on over. If anyone questions it, we'll just call it nanotransference or something. They'll buy it all. Next question?
Hydra never died. It just mutated.
That explains the stomach face.
It does not.
Someone needs to attend to them. If that pocket dimension cracks, if they escape.
I'll watch.
Well, thank goodness Steven is able to watch. Who else possibly could have oversaw that task? It's not like watch is in any character's name or anything. Wait. Pulling a Saint Elsewhere.
You're not my Natasha, but something tells me you have her spirit.
Well, that was wrapped up nicely. Sweet. Mid-credit scene back in Captain Carter's world. This obviously means she'll be getting her own show without having to worry about Steve Rogers being forced into everything she...
The Hydra Stomper?
Yeah, and there's someone inside.
Damn it!
That's a fugazi. How do you know it's a fugazi? You looked at it for 2 seconds.
Is he wearing a parachute? No. No, he wasn't.
Star-Lord T'Challa, leader of the Ravagers and lost Prince of Wakanda, you have been chosen.
You choose me?
What is that?
That is an overhead projector.
Do you ever use it anymore?
No, not really.
Yeah, is there a universe of Chinese food that has alternate dimension delivery? Tommy's getting rumbly.
I'm so rumbly in my tumbly.
I propose a toast.
True love is hard to find. Sometimes you think you have true love, and then you catch the early flight home from San Diego, and a couple of nude people jump out of your bathroom blindfolded like a goddamn magic show, ready to double team your girlfriend, and it's...
Release the Kraken!